In one of the closest AFL seasons of all time, there have been a huge amount of new records and quirky facts that have taken place and been achieved. Whether it's teams doing 20-year firsts or players setting new games played records, 2024 from a fact viewpoint has had just about everything. But we start with the AFL itself. It was recently announced that 1,268,403 people have become AFL club members. It's a new record, and this total seems to be growing every year. Overall, it's an increase of 6% from 2023, and the total membership number this year will most likely grow as the official cutoff date for new members is August 31st. Another way to look at it is it's 1 in 22 Australians is a paid member of an AFL club. 7 of the clubs in Brisbane, Carlton, Geelong, Gold Coast, GWS Sydney and the Western Bulldogs have also announced all-time membership records. The game has bounced back unbelievably well from COVID, and the health of the top tier competition has never been better. To the actual games themselves, a veteran has just achieved a new games record. It's not Scott Pendlebury, who has played 400 games, but a player at Hawthorn. Their youth and showmanship has been the talk of the AFL, but don't forget about Luke Bruce. His 13 games played in 2024 at the time of making this has him on 294 games. He is just 6 off 300 and hopefully will play on next year to reach the milestone. But in the meantime, his round 19 appearance against Collingwood put him at the top of all rookie selected players. The game was his 293rd overall and surpassed Western Bulldog midfielder Matthew Boyd, who finished on 292, to be the rookie selected player with the most games played in AFL history. He was drafted at pick 47 in the 2009 rookie draft, but didn't debut until round 8, 2011. In total, he has kicked 543 goals, been Hawthorn's leading goal kicker 5 times, been named All-Australian twice, and was a member of the 2013 to 2015 three-peat Hawks. He's been a bargain pickup and super rookie selection for Hawthorn. Port Adelaide have a fortress of a stadium. They have the best winning percentage at this venue since 2021 and have been almost unbeatable. The catch is, it's not the Adelaide Oval. Their round 20 upset win on Friday night against Carlton made it 11 wins from their past 12 games at Marvel Stadium. It's a winning percentage of 91.7% and sits at the top of a win-loss record at one venue since the 2021 season. Second is the Brisbane Lions at the Gabba, who have won 84.4% of their games. Third is the Lions again, this time at Marvel Stadium, with a winning percentage of 80. And fourth is Geelong at GMHBA Stadium, with a 73.5% winning record. Port Adelaide's one loss over this 12-game run at Marvel was fittingly against Carlton in round 18 2023, with a power loss by an even 50 points. Caleb Serong just broke an impressive longevity record. Everyone knows him as one of the premier ball-winning midfielders who gathers a ton of disposals and more importantly gets in and under to win clearances that help Fremantle get the ball going in their half. In round 1, he gathered 46 disposals, which is now Fremantle's all-time record for most touches in a game. In round 7 against the Western Bulldogs, he also broke the clearance record, winning 17 on the night. But his 100th game against Essendon on Sunday afternoon marked his 71st straight game with 20 plus disposals, surpassing Bulldogs possession machine Jack McRae. Lachie Neale, Scott Pendlebury, Tom Mitchell are just some of the consistent ball winners we think of, but it's now Caleb Serong who sits number 1 all time in this category. He is on track for another All-Australian Blazer, another best and fairest, and possibly a Brownlow medal. Not many 35-year-olds have travelled as well as Dane Zorko. His early season move into defence to help replace the void of Kadeen Coleman has been hugely successful. Not only has it got Brisbane back on track, but individually has Zorko in line for his second All-Australian appearance and 6th Brisbane Best and Fairest. But in 2024, his performances in both of the Q clashes have him joining just 2 other Brisbane players. In round 8 against the Suns, he had 40 disposals and 16 marks in one of his best games of the season. Brisbane won the match by 34 points, and Zorko was awarded the Ashcroft Medal for Best on Ground. 12 rounds later, in the second of the battles, this time at the Suns' home ground, Zorko repeated the effort. He won another 32 disposals, of which 28 were kicks, and added another 12 marks while defending well. He won a second Ashcroft Medal, making it the complete double for the Lions veteran. He joins just Dane Beams, who achieved the feat in 2017, and Jared Lyons, who did it in 2021, as the only 3 men to get the Best on Ground medal in both games in the 1 year. What a last month it has been for the Western Bulldogs. Their season in terms of playing finals looked just about over after their horrific loss to Port Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval. With a tough stretch of games ahead of them, not many gave them hope, but out of nowhere, with a few positional moves and confidence growing, things have changed quickly. Without Liam Jones, the Bulldogs beat Carlton in round 18 by 14 points. They did get some help from Charlie Curnow, with the Blues spearhead kicking just 3 goals and 7 behinds. But the next week against Geelong at GMHBA Stadium, the performance was more emphatic as the Dogs won by 47 points. Then the following week against first place Sydney at the SCG, it was a blistering start that held them in good order to make it 3 straight wins against strong opposition. In fact, the Bulldogs achieved a 20-year first. Carlton, who were second, Geelong, who were third, and Sydney, who were first at the time the Bulldogs played them, meant they had become the first club to beat the top 3 teams in consecutive weeks since Geelong did it in 1993. The Cats that year did it in rounds 18, 19 and 21, with the team having a bye in round 20. But the big catch was, they missed finals in that season. It doesn't seem these Dogs will miss out on the top 8 like Geelong, but with a few games left in the season, things can change quickly. But the turnaround to this point has been great.